The following video was pre-recorded on twitch.tv/codedman9000. More information on the stream times at the end of the video. Previously on Stone to Space.
For the start of Chapter 3, we went to Kerbal Space Program to learn how to make rockets so that we could explore the stars for a new home. We began playing on career mode while not knowing anything about what we were doing. After doing some research off-stream, we then moved to the science mode with newfound knowledge. We went to both moons, created communication networks, planes, science missions, a space station, and then ended the game by traveling all the way to Duna in the Antari ship.
After arriving at Duna, our ship the Antares fell apart, causing us to land on Duna and mine its resources so that we could fix the Antari ship. We unlocked various buildings, and also different types of science. After fixing everything but scanners on the ship, we then left the planet behind us as we continued to travel in space. Hello and welcome to a Twitch Plays Along series called Stone to Space. Today we're in Chapter 3, Space Travel. Today we are playing Oxygen Not Included. Oh, it escaped, never mind. That must have popped in right before we started talking. So, here's our base. It's not too large. It is larger than the normal zoom feature. Usually you're like this zoomed in. I do have a mod that lets me zoom out as far as I can. We're getting some cobalt from up here. I know this ladder is so that we can get over here to get this. And we moved all of our food for our 9 duplicates over to here. So we can get rid of this and start filling in the finalized fish tank, which is going to take a while. Let's just press play. We will be doing a prediction around the half-hour point in about 10 minutes. And then I'll try to do a blueprint every 40 minutes afterwards. Okay, so there are 9 tables. Just like how we did the bedrooms, where I put them in order of their interest, I'm also going to do the same thing for the kitchen area, the dining room area. Now, this isn't going to be a great haul for quite a while, because I like to do the 3-tile tall statues, and that requires a decorator. We don't have a decorator. So that's not something important. We still should have a room. We do not have a room. We need to cut it in half, pretty much. Divided by... Oh. Trying to do the math on how many tiles we need. We actually need to cut this down... Oh, no, just right in half is about as much as we need. So if I put a door... like this, they'll at least get a morale bonus from being in a mess hall, regardless of which one the other 3 duplicates go to, because these 6 are filled. Did that just say that over here is a room? Wow, I didn't know that a power plant requires just 2 buildings. But it also says requires a heavy-duty generator. I guess that counts as the hydrogen generator. I didn't know that. But anyway, in the last stream, we finished doing the SPOM. We finished doing the water system up here, which this is dormant for another 29 cycles. We're putting in this battery so that these generators aren't running constantly. Eventually, this is going to be somewhere else. There we go. We can set this to 90-60 so that when it's 90% full, it stops the generators, which usually still produce a little bit of electricity for a few seconds. So if you have this on 100, when they turn off or send the signal to turn off, they use up extra coal. We also have it turning on when the battery is below 60% full. So they will eventually add coal to this. I could put an auto sweeper up here. We do have them unlocked, but I think I'll hold off on that for right now. They did put in the doors, so now these are mess halls. So let's finish working on the kitchen. How has everyone's week been so far? New photos. This one. For those who attempted to join us last Wednesday, I had lost power. So if you haven't seen me since then, that is why we weren't here. We did stream the day after on last Thursday. Okay, so getting the kitchen ready, there is going to be automation over here. And I need 2 tiles. Tile there, storage, tile here. Over on this side, we're gonna have 2 tiles. Then 1 thing here. 4 refrigerators. And then we have insulated tile. So 2, 1 tile, 4 tiles, insulated. And then right next to that, for some reason, I have another tile. Probably for auto sweeper type issues. Itches. Alright, so if we file this along, we would go... This isn't the right place, so I can go off of this. That's a floor tile. Oh, the rest is insulated. So we have regular floor tile, insulated, insulated, insulated. And it's the same over here. These 2 are insulated. And then the rest is all these. Except for right here. And one of the tiles over here, it would be this one. Deconstruct that. Try to see if there's anything else. We can probably move this over. But pretty much the only thing that's going over here is the spice creation thing that will make this go into a kitchen, return into a kitchen, I mean. Now, what I want over here is a bunch of these. Gonna be one here, here, and here. We're gonna have that right there where it is, but there's gonna be another one right here. One of them is going to be cooking ingredients, and the other one is going to be cooking finalized food. It'll then be going into an oven that's right here, which is why that pressure plate's there. The pressure plates are for turning on and off lights, and I like to have this light, the mining ceiling light, for my kitchen. I think this one yep, this one goes right there. And then we can continue this. I probably should not build that insulated tile for this one. Let's cancel this. We're gonna have to set up a vacuum in here before I actually put everything together. Like that. I'm gonna deconstruct this. Yeah. Trying to set up a spot for us to do a liquid lock. And what I'm going to do next is a metal tile, which has to be aluminum, so we need a little bit of aluminum over here. So let's turn this to 99, set it to 01, and then do 10 aluminum. We need at least 200. In the meantime, they're going to be continuing doing all this. This is going to be destroyed by the aluminum metal tile. We can, on the other hand, do the automation. So you're going to look at the picture. I think we're going like this. This one I'm not sure about. This is for the oven. I don't know where the automation stuff for the oven gets changed. I have a conveyor loader right here And I don't know which spot is the automation for conveyor loader, but the rest just go over one and then up and over. That's all normal. So pretty much the only time they're going to get the buff of being a workspace is when they're standing on here. I did just recently see a video made by Echo Ridge where he explained that you could put a filter gate on this and set it to 1 or 2 seconds so that if somebody's walking across it, it doesn't just flash the light. But when we get into having our full battery system set up, we're actually not going to have that issue. And they can't get over here because of that. So I'm going to deconstruct this tile. And we need our single pedestal right here so that we can queue up 2 things of water. Now, underneath here is pretty much already completed. We just need to go like this and like this. There's nothing special going on down here. We do have our collection system for oxygen, or oxygen, carbon dioxide. So we could start setting that up now. It's a relatively simple system. And we already built it. How did I build it down here? Going in on the left. Whoops. I keep playing games where the rotate button or the flip button is the letter R. I keep pressing that, but in Oxygen Included, I either reset it to being O or it always was O. Either way, I keep annoying myself. So let's move this little bit of water to right here. We're going to open the bottle, mop up everything at this building, and then hopefully when we open this back up, it won't drip in here. Otherwise, that's going to get in the way of different things. Now, we do have a mechatronics engineer. I forget who it is. It's somebody who's named. Also, Sophie, if you're still here, there is a 500-point redeem that you can name a dupe. We have a few people. Thought we had 3, but it looks like we only have 2 options. It's either Bert the farmer. Oh no, Slicky is named. Do we really only have Bert? We have 8 named duplicates? We do. So Sophie, if you want to be a farmer, you could do the redeem if you'd like. Let's change this to a 7 so that they do it sometime soon. There is a Glammeow in chat, and that is what Glammeow looks like. Also, I'm going to turn on this light so that you guys can see a little bit better in the cat camera, because that needs more light than my camera does. I don't know where they're hiding. Hi, Mama. Mama is behind me. You guys can kind of see her, but it's going to be a little bit difficult to point out. I don't know where they're sleeping. Oh, they're not sleeping. Never mind. 2 just ran across the screen. You would like to name a dupe? Okay. I want to name multiple, and they're all called Dupe. That is funny. We're gonna do that. Let's go to Bert. Should it be like Dupe 1 or just Dupe? I'll put in just Dupe right now, since that's what you wrote. And I need somebody to open this bottle. Do we have enough? Oh, we do have enough aluminum. We can tell them to queue in the tiles here. We're doing aluminum specifically because it transfers temperature very fast. It's not the only metal that transfers temperatures fast, but it is one of the best, I think. And they should be able to build it in from the bottom. Okay, so now that this is here, we're going to mop up just these tiles. When you mop up a tile, for those who don't know, it mops the tiles next to it. So if one dupe is here and we didn't have these queued up, they would mop up these 3 tiles. I want water right here, so I'm not queuing a mop command here. So they should mop these 4 plus the one on the left. And then leave whatever amount of water stays there and then we can open this up, get in here, and build stuff. There you go, there's the example. We're gonna queue up another thing of water, do the same thing right here. And I did this because we want inside here to be a vacuum. And if the water falls down, I'm gonna have to redo this whole thing, because once I build tiles here, after everything's completed, it's going to push the water in here, and we don't want the water in there. We want a gas that kills germs. Welcome in, Regis! Thanks for stopping by. Just letting them have wet feet like that? Yes, we are. We do have a somewhat set up room for the bathroom, but we're in no means ready for constant water use. Snazzy suit, hexalin fruit. You know what? We're at 400,000 calories of food. I think we're fine on food. Let's do the snazzy suit. Let's see who gets the snazzy suit. Now, there is way too many things here. And I think that's just due to us digging out the rest of the tiles above it. So who gets the snazzy suit? Apparently Dupe already has one. We must have given that before the next three were named. I forget the order that they were named. I think it was Taco, then Cloud Cover, then Max. So I'm gonna go with Taco. We're giving suits from the pod in the order that we named the dupes. And I forgot what was... Oh, I was going to look at skills, because I'm sure we have skills for someone that is not fully done. I guess it's just Taco that's not done yet. Everyone else... Yes, it is, because if we go off of this number, this is going to be 24 at one point, because all 24 dupes are going to have the 800 plus carrying capacity. Does Sophie have a dupe yet? Sophie does have a dupe. It is our farmer named Dupe. If you mean, does Sophie have one named after them? No. But Sophie did just name this dupe as the word dupe. Yes, this colony is going to max out at 24 dupes. It's, just in case you weren't here, we're doing, each dupe has one specific interest. There are a total of 13 interests. And we are not doing exosuit training, so that means there's 12 interests. We are doing 2 dupes per interest. That equals 24. We have 9 of the first 12 interests done, so we need a pilot, a decorator, and tidier, I'm guessing, because there's no crown here. So those are the 3 we're keeping an eye out for. This is an extra 3 dupes here, so we should actually have enough food for all 12 dupes. But I want to deconstruct all this and make the tank here bigger. This is a vacuum, so we can get in here and start building everything. We want... Oh, I didn't finish the sweep stuff. We want those connected in, and then straight down to here. I need to do research. I thought I had everything. We need that one research just to get the refrigerator set up. Actually, this is more of a freezer. So we are doing a 2 freezer work environment here. So everything on the left is going to be taking an ingredient and making it into another ingredient, putting it into a conveyor loader, which goes into this freezer. This freezer cools it down to minus 20 degrees, and then we have another grill here, which is making finalized foods or also ingredients for the oven. So like this is going to be making, what will this make? Oh, it's going to make fried mushrooms. That's an ingredient for another thing of food. I guess you could call barbecue and cooked seafood as an ingredient, because that goes into surf and turf in the oven. So maybe this one here won't be also ingredients. I think we'll make that the, what is it called? I'm forgetting what they're called. It's a berry thing. The Sweetles tend to it. You need sulfur to feed the plant. And I'm spacing out on it. It's my favorite food to make, and I don't remember what it's called. But anyway, we have the water here. We can at least remove that and move it to here. Put down a 7 as well. Oh, wow, they built the power network there very quickly. Mush bars? It's not mush bars. We are going to have the thing to make mush bars, but the thing that we're using that for is nosh beans. We're going to be making something out of nosh beans. I think it's the tofu bars. Then we're putting tofu bars as an ingredient, mixing it with pinch pepper nuts, which then makes it into spicy tofu, which we can get from the pot as well. But we're going to actually be creating spicy tofu at some point. So, while they're still doing the research, we can at least sweep that up and do the water over here. And hope that we can get this also to do the same thing that this water did. It should be enough water that when they walk through it multiple times, they shouldn't do anything to it. We're just waiting for the conveyor stuff so I can at least prime this area. We should also probably prime it with the liquid pipe and the gas pipe that goes through here. So since this is a refrigerator, or a freezer, it's going to be minus 20. Now on this line here, we are going to have a refrigerant line to cool down the base. It's going to be on this row going the entire base. And since this is going to be minus 20, we're going to be cooling the base with just water because we only have to get to roughly 25 degrees. I am going to put insulated pipes here because we don't want the water in here getting to minus 20, even though it would help cool the rest of the line whichever direction it goes. We don't want it to freeze the water inside the pipe. Where did the water go? They must have used it for something. I have to queue up water again. And they finished that research. We can also start the research for ranching because we have a rancher. We could go all the way over to here. We might as well get the oven. We can set up the oven. We won't be able to use it right away, but we can at least set it up. Is there anything else that we will need soon? We could get into micro-targeted medicine because that gives us the machines that I want for the hospital. And then the rest of this stuff should be stuff I either don't use. Oh, we need this. It's either stuff we don't use or it's rocketry stuff I don't need right now. And there's decoration stuff here. We will need this memory toggle at some point in the future and also the automation ribbon so that we can have all the branches on one thing. How many more cycles? 124, we're getting there. We might have that ready by the end of the stream, or we might be using that by the end of the stream. I mean, it is about 11 minutes past when I said we were going to do the first production, so let's do it now. What is in the blue pod at the top left corner? Is it going to be clothes, buildings, decorations, or wallpaper? If it helps you guys choose before I start the prediction, the last winning prediction was wallpaper. You have 10 minutes to choose. Prediction starts now. Thank you, Regis, for putting in 2,000 points to our Halloween costume challenge. Now, Regis is the only one that may be able to figure out what costume it is because I sent them a picture a while back on me finding it in the store. I'm not going to say what it is because I would give too many hints. I don't think we have any food coming from the bottom. I'll leave it there just in case we need it. Now this is going to be going straight down from there, and this is also going to be going not straight down from here. It goes from this way. You would look great as My Little Pony. It's not that. We have these now. We do have a rancher. We could start ranching the critters. What do I want to do? I think I do want to ranch the pips. We can't ranch the hatches right now because the power is in there. It will stop this building from working. I also have a rustic groom station. I think that would be pretty cool in a hatch ranch, since that looks like it's made out of wood and they're gonna have trees in here. We are going to have to take some time putting in trees over here. I think pipes are going to run through it at some point. I also need to take a look at the gas pipe or in refrigerator. There we go. Okay, so they are connected together. Oh, well, that's the fish feeder. We were waiting for that. We'll put that right here. And this is only going to accept the items that we don't need more of. So things like mealwood seeds, we don't need more of. We can put that in there. But this is going to have every seed. And things like the fungal spore, I don't want to get rid of right now. The joya seeds, I never want to get rid of. I want to use that for our bedrooms. Is there a pacu or another egg somewhere? It should not be. No. At least not now. They didn't get in here yet, but that's because the water hasn't been moved. So let's move the water now. And I'm going to put it on an empty... on a 7. Now, the way to ranch pacus is just to feed them. So if I look in here, we are going to set this to have algae. I should have some amount of algae just by mining things. We'll start with algae. When we run out of algae, then we will use the water immediately again. When we run out of algae, we'll switch it to seeds. But this should at least start making them have eggs more often. There's a bronzor in chat. Now you guys get to see what a bronzor looks like. And know why I couldn't describe it last time. How do you describe that? It's a steel type Pokemon. So it's not just a snowflake. That's pretty much the way to explain it. It evolves into a thing that looks like a bell. Taco's running on a treadmill. Can Taco get that last skill point? He can, look at that. And then all they need to do is go into the carrying. So that if they need to carry... Oh, I forgot to change their hat. There we go. It's a circle with more circles. It is. 100%. I agree. No one is moving this. Oh, that's where the errand is. Okay. Now we do have this pod. Who or what is in here? We have a digger. We're not doing another digger until we have the other 3 dupes that we need. So no matter what traits these guys have, no matter if it's better, we will not be getting them if they have 2 interests. Let's print out the dirt. And it may be time to put this sweep stuff on a 5 and actually get that stuff done, because if we go into decor, all the debris in here piled up brings down the decor, which gives a drop in... Why am I forgetting what it's called? Morale. Okay. while I should be done research now. Nope, we're doing the oven. While we're still doing the research, I need to just stay here and look at them move the water, because I keep using the bottle immediately. Oh no, they're putting it in here. I see what's going on then. Okay, we're gonna stay here and watch them move this. Willow, you're not picking that up. Need this on an empty. So the moment that they placed it over, they picked it up and moved it. That's what was going on before. We'll mop this up. Should do the same thing as over here. And over here, we just need to do a few more things. We're doing aluminum radiant gas pipes. Those two tiles, and these two tiles. They do the same thing as the metal tile. And I actually do not want these connected. Then we're going to do pipes. Connecting them all. And then the rest can be built later on. Once they build these two tiles, this can be blocked up. And as long as this stays a vacuum, by the time they build this, everything is done for that one. We can now deconstruct these. Oh wait, power. Let's look at automation first. So I did do the automation here correctly, but what I forgot about is that there's going to be another pressure plate. Well, that's going to start. That's off. There. Wait, no, that's an output. We can connect them together. There's going to be another pressure plate right here to turn on that light for the micro mesher. And we need to look at power for this area. That is conveyor. Here's power. We do, in fact, have a wire going through the freezers. So let's go like this for right now. We should have enough for that. We do have enough for that. Okay. And this held up. Let's sweep these out. How did you get up here, little one? You're not supposed to be up here. I really have no idea how they got up here. I do not want them up here until we have one kitten, which, by the way, in case you haven't been here over the past week, we now only have 4 kittens. 2 were given away last Sunday, or this past Sunday, a few days ago. 1 was given away on Monday, but they were returned due to other animals trying to attack it. So we're back to 4. We almost had 3. And I'm having a hard time finding people for 2 of them. That's a vacuum. This should be all completed, so I'm going to queue up that to be blocked in. Once they do the power in here, we can block this in as well. And why is this bottle here? They moved the other ones quickly, and now they left this here? Alright, that's still a vacuum. We can deconstruct that tile, move it up, and sweep up that water so they're not walking in it anymore. I am going to start queuing up this to be swept on a 5. Did that change the priority? It did. Did someone else put points into the redeem? Oh, Sophie! I didn't even notice that you put points in until just now. Thank you, Sophie, for putting in 1,000 points into the Halloween costume. That means the very last stream before Halloween only needs 1,000 points. How in the world are you getting up here? No, you're not allowed up here. Because if one kitten comes up here, then they all will, and I do not want to have to deal with multiple kittens running across the computer table. That's the only reason. If it was just one kitten, I would let them up here. I only did it because I thought it was My Little Pony. Now that I know it's not, I want my points back. Well, too bad. Apparently I can contribute. Why am I allowed to put points into it? We're not doing that. That's right, Regus. All sales are final. No return policy. They moved the water. Oh no, that's the other mop. Right, they finished all of this. It is still vacuum, so let's put that in. This isn't going to be used for quite a while. I just needed this tile in here to stay as a vacuum, because we are going to put in bleach stone to off-gas to make chlorine in here so that there are no germs at all times. It also helps keep the food cool. Chlorine and carbon dioxide, that's why the refrigerators are down here. They're sitting in a carbon dioxide pit, because that will help it stay cold. Okay, they finished sweeping all of that. I think we're good enough to just sweep everything in this area. There are some things that are red because they're used somewhere else. Now these should be getting ranched. They haven't groomed, which means they just need to be groomed one more time. Let's do priorities because I don't think I set up any of the new dupes from yesterday. Taco was definitely not set up for ranching. So now they should be prioritizing the pips over anything else. Alright, trying to think of the next thing. We got all the way down to here. So let's deconstruct all this. This may seem like an odd way to do this, but I'm going to fill in this entire floor with tiles and then deconstruct the tiles as we fill up this tank. My main goal is to keep the water at this pump at all times. Actually, we should keep it to where the fish can still feed. Either way, this may seem a little weird. I'm gonna just put in all those tiles and these. Actually, let's do this differently. We'll do that roof. But I'm gonna start the tiles in the middle that they can do from both sides. They're slowly getting the bedrooms done. They do have to come in here, go all the way down, then come back up into this in order to remove everything. Build those. Build these. Not those yet. And now there's two kittens up here. Hold on, chat. You know, I'm gonna let this play. I need to figure out how they're getting up here. You're not supposed to be up there. You're not supposed to be up there. Now my mugs are falling. Go down. Using my full bag. Kittens are too smart for me. that should stop them until they figure out how to climb up on the side of my chair. I have a memorial set up for Tori in my room. So on her chair, I put her cremations along with her plaque. And they can technically climb up on the side of the chair. It is a cloth, so once they figure out how to do that, then I'm really in trouble. No playing with my cord, please. How did... What? You... Get down. You get off. Get off the chair. I'm on. You're allowed to be up here. You don't mess around with my stuff. Kitties are flying types. Pretty girl. Okay. As long as another kitten doesn't come up here, we should be fine now. I also almost forgot to tell you guys about the new toys that we have. So you guys won't be able to tell, but I have 2 new monitors. One is on the game, one is where my overlay is. And now my they got up here again. Be out of my mugs. How do I stop you from getting up here? Nope. I'm pretty sure they did find out how to climb up on the chair. I put one of my records on it. He's slowly losing it, either kittens. Slowly losing it with the kittens. I am not slowly losing it, I've already lost it. I'm just glad that 2 kittens are now gone. And with those automated messages, we are at the 1 hour mark, so I should have already opened up the prediction. I did forget. We're gonna open that in a minute. It looks like everyone who did put in points for clothing. We're gonna do the snazzy suit here. We're gonna put that on Cloud. I'm pretty sure Cloud was the next person that got it. And if I find another kitten up here, I'm gonna lose it that time. Alright. While we're doing this, let's see what's in the pod, and then I'll go back to what I was explaining with the monitors. It is wallpaper, an H2O diagonal. So unfortunately, everyone that put in points chose the wrong one. And in another 10 minutes is when we'll do the second prediction. Wallpaper is the clothing of walls. I did notice that the number for how many I have was set at 79, so we are losing our blueprints now, which is good. We're opening 3 per stream until we run out on purpose. Get down. Trying to climb up my own chair. Okay, so what I was trying to say with the monitors is over the weekend, we went to Walmart, me and my mom, and I found a computer monitor that was in the clearance area. So it looks like somebody opened the box and then didn't want it, so they just left it there. And because it was opened, they can't sell it at full price. So I got that monitor for about 25% off, and I brought it home and found out that it can go on my dual monitor TV monitor stand. So I put it in. I put it on the stand with my gaming monitor, but the 2 connected in at wrong spots, so one was higher than the other. There's a kitten trying to get up on Another thing they're not supposed to be up on. That was an easy fix, though. I am going to lose the crown for today. I know this is blasphemy, being Whopper Wednesday. But I feel like I'm going to have to keep getting up. Wait. So I open a package, say something else opened it, and get a discount? Yes. But they can't find you doing it. New monitor's nice. I go for 3 weeks and everything changes. Yes. Welcome in, Jackie Be Good, with the underscore. The best Jackie Be Good there is. So to finish the story, the 2 monitors that I had were not identical. You little shit. No, sorry about that, Jackie. The moment you come in, I just yell, you little shit, and then I run away. The kittens are getting into places they're not supposed to be in. So, I, just moved the box. So like I was saying, the monitors weren't aligned up, and it annoyed me, so I went back to Walmart and got this same monitor at full price. So now I have 2 monitors and a gaming monitor. And now we're no longer using the TV for streaming. So I can use that for something else if I find a need for it. And that's the whole moral of the story. And I have a 3 monitor setup that actually is monitors. Okay, have fun lurking, Sophie. In about 5 minutes we'll be doing another prediction. And they have a cat tree, so it's not like they don't have something they can... It's not like they have something to climb on. We should probably put this back onto Forever Cobalt. Now, I can set up the next line of the fish tank. So, up to the doors is mesh tiles. And then the rest of this entire floor is ladders. I didn't do these yet because we have to move the storage bins. This pump isn't going to be there forever. We will actually be supplying water to this only at some point. Which I should probably move this over to here, its final resting place, and make it out of cobalt, not copper. Now this is using water from over here, so we're emptying this tank a little bit faster. And it looks like there's still 1 Pacu in here, so occasionally we are getting a Pacu egg in the wrong spot. Anyway, they're almost done. Once they put in this next row of tiles, we'll be able to dig out this next row and start putting ladders going down. Right, let's queue them up. And this is filling in quite fast, so we can go another tile and then before we have to wait. And since the refrigerator's done, I'm going to put this in now. And then I think we spend some time and put in every cable we're gonna need. Because at this point, the middle of the colony is completed. Let's dig all that. This is gonna have a ladder. No, it's not. Right here is gonna be a ladder. This is gonna be an empty space, so never mind. All of this needs to be deconstructed though. There is going to be a ladder right here. Okay, up here they pretty much emptied out everything that is debris. So let's queue up the next row. You know what? A lot of the bedrooms aren't full anymore. Let's just queue up the whole thing. We'll leave down here for last. We have the incubators. They would be stations, right? No, it's not food, is it? It isn't food. Incubator, incubator. Oh, wait. That's the wrong metal. There we go. These are not going to be powered at any time. Alright, it is now time for the next prediction. So again, what's in the blue pod in the top left corner of the screen? Is it going to be clothes, buildings, decorations, or wallpaper? You have 10 minutes starting now. And then we will be opening that second prediction at the halfway hour point. So after 10 minutes, once the prediction's done, we'll be opening it. And then we'll be doing the last one when we're doing the kittens stuff later. Add a ladder here. We should not go down another tile yet, because if we go down, then these Pacus can't eat. So we're gonna wait a little while. Alright, let's take a look. You know what, we should probably do all the ranches first. So let's set up our incubator area. Gonna be 2 tiles here. Skip. I can't tell where the airflow tile is on that one yet. That's gonna be a full thing. We want doors here just to separate it. And I am going to put in temporary incubators. That's not incubator. Here we go. And Cloud Cover put in another 2,000 points to the costume, and also put on the crown. Unfortunately, I'm going to be refunding you for that put on the crown. Today is Wednesday, so normally I would have it on, but the kittens are messing around too much. So we're not doing the crown. I need to dig this and then dig the rest before they can get in here. So if we take a look at the incubators, just so I can spread these out, it's four incubators, then a starvation ranch, which I put a door above. And then it's another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then another starvation range. And somewhere in here is another airflow tile, which would be this one right here. Can't cancel this, cancel this. That did not cancel this. And then I do in fact have a weird extra tile here. And then all of this. Down to here. It will at some point line up with this. That's it. Now the incubators up here will be powered. And I need to check an email, which may be important. Apparently something they emailed me about, that they're not just going to tell me what's going on. I have to look at their app in order to know. Ooh, a decorator. A decorator with unpracticed artist. So they have decreased creativity, which means that they decorate slower. I am not going to take them. We still have to wait for this to get up to 1,000. Alright, they finally dug in here. I'm surprised Gino didn't do that a while ago. Oh, we're also getting into... Hold on. We're also getting into the saltwater pond here. So I'm gonna need to dig this out. And also deconstruct this. We need to get all this salt water out of here first. There's also salt water in here. Alright, they'll figure it out. In terms of our ranches, we are doing a door system in the ranch so that they're limited to a smaller range. Pretty much there's going to be doors in each one of these tiles, including with the Drecos, which would be here and here. And then I put tiles on top of all of them. This is going to be canceled. You just dug yourself into a hole. Regus. Regus. We gotta talk about this. You can't build tiles and then not have an escape route. Now look at that. Now you're stuck because you can't get out. And I am actually worried. I need someone to come dig these two tiles. Gino's our only digger for that type of tile. There we go, now Regus can get some air. There's some more shit. Okay, what else are we doing? Gino to the rescue, always. I'm surprised Willow didn't come over here and dig it, because Willow also has that tier of digging. Something on the monitor. I think this monitor may have dead pixels. Huh. It definitely looks like it. There's something on the monitor right here where my cursor is. On top of the cursor, there's some pixels that aren't lighting up. And this is not the monitor. That was the lower price. Alright, this ladder, we should probably just bring it all the way down. We do have some polluted water in here. We could just let it drain in here. I think that might be the easiest choice. And going off of this being 3 tiles high, we're probably going to need this to also be 3 tiles. So if I tell Gino to dig out all of that except for this 1 tile so they can still climb up here. This might be able to hold all of the liquid. Probably not going to be enough. Still not done the research. That's probably because we're up to the radiation portion. We are. And this... automated. But for some reason... I need to put a NOT gate on this. Just like that. I also need to bring power over here. And we will just go like this. Once they add it back in, these should work. So I can put this on forever and forever and again forever. Okay, prediction. No. Oh, wait, yes, that says choose outcome. Let's see what our second prediction is going to be. That's the wrong button. Looks like 1,000 points are in clothing. There is 69 points in decorations. Nice. And there's also 30 points in wallpaper. It would be very ironic if we get a building. That's a statue. I'm counting that as decoration because you need a decorator to make it. It's not the thing itself. It's not the statue block. That would be the building. This is a decoration. So whoever put in 69 points is now getting the lump sum of 1,030 points. And the winner was Jackie Be Good, getting a total of 1,099 points. Congrats, Jackie. And then in about a half hour, we're starting the next prediction. Why aren't they doing this? Alright, what else do I need to do? I need to put a floor in this entire area, but we can't go too far, so let's go to here. Might as well do it on these as well. The pips are going to be a little bit difficult. Does anything go through the trees of the pips? No water. Power does, so we are going to have to build the pip room again. That is okay. What I was trying to do is not do these tiles. Those need to be dug out. We can put the door on up here. Dig out this entire area. This is going to be for Sweetles later on. Gino almost broke into the salt water here. We're gonna have to cancel these as well. And we'll have to build tiles down here. Now Gino should be able to climb up here and breathe. I mean, it is carbon dioxide, but there's not a lot. It should be pushed out soon. Maybe not. And we do need to continue to ladder even further. Let's go all the way to here, while also digging out all of this. Now Gina finished digging out all those tiles. Dig that as well. I need to get to here. We'll build tile ladders right there so we can get into this point. And I think we will put a tile here just so that I can still get this lettuce before we build the entire ranch. We just need these 5 tiles to be dug, and then this should empty out. Or it has to be this entire area. I'm not sure how much water. Anyway, where else can we work on? We're really just waiting for that. We don't have anything else we can do. I mean, I can put in stations. All the different grooming stations. And all of the drop-off for critters. There's one there, one here, one here. Now, for the bottom bug nymphs, I am going to allow more than one type of shine bug to be in here. The top one is for sun bugs only, but this one is going to be a mix. And then continuing this down, we just keep placing them in. There's going to be more. Can't place that. I mean, I can, but I won't. Is this aluminum? It is aluminum. I had a feeling. Let's just switch these. Cancel all that. Make sure to put aluminum this time, or cobalt this time. And Gino dug out the tiles up here, which means that these nymphs can get out. Gino, I would have liked you building this more. Okay, just to keep water going straight down, we're going to put tiles in here to capture the water. So the water is going to drip down here and go into this and keep going down back and forth. We're trying to get water on this top airflow thing so that critters can't go to the left. And then we're going to put a tile above it and then it'll be sealed off. That means I should probably get this set up correctly. Temporarily, we are going to build down to here. I want that there. And then the rest will mop up when we get to that point. We have a regular pod. Let's see what's in here. Oh, digger or seeds. We'll go for seeds. They're relatively done sweeping up everything in the bedrooms, and if we take a look at decor, it is not really red anywhere. Why is it green near the doors? It's like there's something behind the doors that bring decor. It's not the tile, it's made out of igneous rock. Alright, is everything made out of cobalt? This needs to be made out of cobalt. Alright, in terms of food, the pips do not need a feeder. The shine bugs do need a feeder. And the sweetles do not need a feeder. Now, the sun bugs actually need a feeder in a different spot. So if I count from the pips, there's going to be a tree there. Skip to tree here. right here is where we want the sunbugs feeder. There's going to be an auto sweeper feeding food into here so that we don't have to. There will be a stream where we're just setting up a bunch of automation. Do I want to use brine? I think I want to use water. Let's queue up water to be placed on that pedestal. And we're gonna have to put tiles here to stop it from continuing, I think. So if we dig all those tiles, that should be primed and ready for water. As soon as they build this door, we'll block it off. I'm gonna dig these 2 tiles. We're gonna mop up whatever extra liquid is in... No, we're not. Never mind, hold on. Do we have enough water in here? No, we do not. It has not gone up another tile yet. Okay, Gino is still digging out this area. They did finish digging out all of this, so I'm going to tell them to mop all that. Which they can't get to yet. They should be able to build this door. I don't know why they haven't built the door. We can come in here and dig out all that. We'll leave these water weeds in here until we have Sweetles actually ready. Let's not dig that tile. Okay, so we got to this portion here. I want to dig out all of this. This is more water weeds, which has too much water. But they're still okay. And by the time they get out here, they should probably just build all of these tiles. Let's have Gino get in here. I need to find the egg. The egg is right here. Relocate you in here on a 9 so they do it quickly. And we could actually set this up to being Boakshell Rose. This is going to be for the Sandy shells. Which reminds me, we should probably put in the stations for over here. Let's do drop off first. They go in those 2 tiles. I'm going to put ladders all throughout there. Let's not build this. We actually need to fill this with water first. Somehow they built tiles up. No, they didn't. So those 4 tiles. Never mind. Gina still hasn't gotten in here yet, but I think that's because of all the different ladders that have been built. So Gina's kind of going all over the place. They should be able to dig out every one of these tiles because it's 7 tiles high. They can dig 3 tiles below a ladder and 4 tiles total from where they're standing. Hopefully this water stays there when they dig out these tiles. Okay, it did. I am going to remove this. Relocate you to up here. And then if we have done this right, when we open that bottle, it'll go down here, then it'll go in here and fill up this tile. Then when we're ready, we'll dig this out and it does the same thing, going down and over, and down and over again, and down over, continuing all the way down to here. At which point we want to mop up anything that continues going, but we need it to actually fill in that tile. So we're gonna have to put a tile here. And we're gonna have to put another tile here after it gets built. Which blocks it off. So after the water gets in here, we have to let it keep going. Why isn't bleach stone being picked up? Oh, we do have it. Okay, just for some reason not over here picking it up. Okay, Gino is about to get into the dangerous room with a poke shell, who has a baby it's trying to protect. Cancel that. For the shine bugs, we are going to be feeding them phosphorite, but I need to know gristleberries makes them produce more sun bugs. But for right now, this is going to be on phosphorus. Shine bug, phosphorite, same thing. There's a shine bug down here. That's a sun nymph. You're not supposed to be in that one. Oh, wrangle you. Up here is going to be critter. We want sun bug and nymph. We want this on an 8. This one, we want you as shine bug for right now on an 8. This is going to be pips only. Also on an 8. All of our ranches are going to be 8 critters each. Gino still hasn't dug this one tile that they started digging. There we go, now we're in here. They can get that egg. They can also build the tile. And it looks like the water over here is about to finish being drained out. And they built this tile. How would I... You know, I'm just going to delete that water when we get to it. It's on the sun bugs area. Okay, they still haven't mopped up this area yet. They also haven't moved the water. Now they moved the bleach stone. There goes the water. Empty that on a 7. Thank you, Dupe. Okay, so now this is blocking any critters. If there were critters in here flying around, they wouldn't be able to get past this. So the moment we drop this water down to this tile, they won't be able to get through it. I'm just waiting for somebody to dig that out to see if this water falls. It did not. Good. Dig that, let it drop further down. See what's in the blueprint. We have a suit wearing or a researcher. We're getting neither. We're going to take the Mirthweave. And this needs to have a water. And this water came down further, so let's do this. And Dig those tiles. Should probably also dig all the tiles out here. I'll just have that queued up for later. And there's a hatch stuck in this door. Or a Pip, I mean. Okay, so the water is down to here. We need them to dig this out. I think Gina... Actually, Gina finished all this. Never mind. Now deconstruct that and mop this. They haven't put any water down here yet, but that's okay. We are having some breathable issues. Now, why is that? Only a few 100 grams. Except for down here where there's a bunch of oxygen. Why did our oxygen stay turned off for so long? I think it's because this can't escape fast enough. We're gonna move this automation. Let's go to there. Bring you over there. You know, we don't have to actually open that door anymore. We can just find the right button. There it is. We can just wrangle that critter, and then they'll get moved over here. Now they did dig out the tiles, so if I dig this, it'll probably fall both directions and then go in here, so we might be losing more water having those dug out already. That's something I didn't think about until just now. But that's okay. Yep, it did exactly what I thought it was going to do. Do that, deconstruct this. Can I have our rancher come in here and pick up this critter? That's not what I meant to do. There we go. Thank you, Taco. You're starting to worry me there. Let's continue bringing the water down. Ooh. You're not dug out yet. Don't dig out the water yet. Now we're gonna have some fun trying to build in the natural tiles. We could also, since we got an egg from this guy, we can just kill this Pinch Roe. Finish putting in the rest of this ranch. And dig out all this. It looks like somebody did try coming up here and mopping up the salt water. Thank you, Gina, for digging out that one tile. Oh, salt water came down here. That's not what I want in there. trying to think of how to fix that. I put a tile in there. Put a tile there first. Why isn't anyone fighting this poke shell? Because it's stuck in a tile? Okay, now if I put a tile here... No. Put the tile there. Take out those two tiles, all the salt water should fall. Oh, it's taking some water with it. That's probably the water we wanted to drop. Alright, well this didn't really work out. I'm just gonna mop everything. We'll redo this whole thing. We could actually start the whole entire system from right here. So let's queue up another bottle of water. Gino to the rescue, cleaning up everything over here. I was going to keep all the salt water in here and just drain it out later on, but since it's separated easily to the point where we could mop it all, might as well just mop it. Now this should be a full ranch of 96 tiles. It is 97, so we actually need to put a tile each one of these corners. So that it is 96 tiles. Now it says 95. Because of that. This one should be 96 without that, with that tile. Alright, they are almost done. We are gonna go like this. There is a crabby in chat if anyone wants a crab. We actually want to dig like this. So that we can get in here, build a single tile right there to delete all that salt water. Why are they not doing this? Should be able to, not sure why. And also, why is hydrogen sitting in here? I mean, this area is relatively normal. Why is there so much up here? I guess it expanded when we didn't have enough gas. That should be creating even more oxygen. I'm going to deconstruct all this. We're also going to deconstruct this floor so that the gas has a better chance of getting out. That should make oxygen spread out better. Maybe. We can now come down here and deconstruct the next floor of this. Build in that one tile. I am also going to put in a dropper right here that is going to take care of all this. So it's not going to be in a storage box anymore, it's just going to be dropped in water. It's going to have the slime, anything that off-gasses. Not going to be powered, doesn't need to be. The only thing powering these buildings does is make them a little bit faster. Now I have 4 units of Pacu eggs. And it seems like all 4 are in here. What about Pip eggs? They're both in there. We have the one Pinch Roe. We already know where that is. The Shinebug egg, I saw it. It's right there. So we're fine. And they actually can't get up here. Why aren't they coming down here to mop this, though? It's just not on their to-do. Okay. And I could actually combine all of these and reuse this water. How are you doing on sweeping? Not too bad. Algae or barbecue? Let's go with barbecue. We can store food in here. Sorry for yawning. I am a little worried that there's only one Pip in here now. I think we may be at a high task demand right now. We might want to wait a little bit before building more stuff, just so they can get through whatever their tasks are down here. Why are you not good? Pressure. Because there's 200 grams of air. But this is spreading out a lot faster now that we took away that floor. And this should be able to toggle this off better from out here. Yeah, this whole area should get better over time. So I'm gonna let this run for a little bit. We are gonna do our next prediction, our third of the day. What is in the pot at the top left corner? Is it clothes, blueprints? Sorry, clothes, buildings, decorations, or wallpaper? You have 10 minutes to vote or to predict. I should have probably checked to see if I had that Krabby that I said earlier. I didn't think to look. It looks like immediately somebody already put in 1,000 points in the clothing. Alright, I can see that some people are going around picking up salt and seeds from different places. We definitely did have too many tasks. I have no idea what they just picked up. Somebody came over here and picked up something. Eggshell, so they're doing this. It is on a 9. We don't need this on a 9 anymore. But that, you know, we'll put it on a 6. It's more important than just picking up debris from off the floor. But we don't need you doing it non-stop. And now this over here. Sorry, consumable ore? We'll have that pick up sand. Or salt, I mean. Liquefiable, no. You will have liquefiable. Metal ore, miscellaneous, yes. Organic. Some of this stuff does not off-gas. But that is the next thing. So we want polluted dirt, polluted mud, rot, slime. I don't think mud off-gasses. I know polluted mud does. So those 4 things are the next stuff. What else do we have in here? Raw mineral, yes to all of that. Yes to all of this. No seeds, no clothing, no critter egg, but we will have supplementers. which includes both bleachstone and oxalite. So now we can deconstruct these, put in that. Now this is going to be on a 7, because this is a high priority. Make sure everything gets in here and isn't off-gassing. I should probably also put this on sweep only, or else they're going to keep picking up and placing down the same thing. Copy settings to this side as well. Where did the water go? Looks like they used the water. We are going to sweep up that stuff. Block this off. Now that they destroyed that water, we can go in here and dig out all of that, build this all in. Why do you not have a dropper? You have... Oh, I can't get to it. That makes sense. Alright. It's probably now time to figure out how we're going to get down here. We can get in here and... get over like this. Cancel that, dig this out. That should release all of this water down here. And I think it's not going to have enough space to fit all the liquid down here. Pretty sure it's going to fill up past this tile. Anyway, we don't have to sit there and look at it. Okay, there is something off-gassing right there. All of this stuff now has a place to go to for some of the things. Why are you not good? Body temperature. It is too hot up here? It is. Wow, it's very hot in this area. Oh, that's the water pipe coming from down here. Because it's not insulated. Our food's fine since it's up here in a colder environment. So I'm not worried about food, but I am worried about our dupes. We have everything needed to cool stuff down, but we don't have plastic for the steam turbine. I am a little worried about that. Alright, let's take this water bottle, place it where it's going to be. Locate it to right here. I am going to build that top because I don't want it to come down here yet. This can keep going, but up there, no. Oh, that's a point. We should probably do this. Is someone going to move the bottle? Max is going crazy with a bunch of tasks to do. Dupe, on the other hand, has 20 tasks to do. I saw Regus was up there in the 40s for a moment. So it's not as though they aren't doing something that's important. There we go, Taco just moved it. Or Taco is moving it. Where is Taco? Is that Taco? No, that's Regus. No, that's Gino. Never mind. Here's Taco. I forgot Taco is our rancher. Okay, Then I want someone to empty this on a 7 as well. What the heck? Where did the rest of the water go? That wasn't 1,000 grams. We're gonna have to add even more water to it. I also don't need them picking that up. Okay, so now there's 2 in here. This incubator should give it a boost in hatching, because they can come over here and hug the egg, which means that this will fill up to having 4 at some point. I probably should have this on enable auto bottle so they can pull from this and put it in there. Remove that, relocate you to here on the 7. Hope that somebody does it relatively soon. Cloud cover to the rescue. Empty this. I think cloud cover is going to be the one to do it. Nope, it was Max. Okay, another regular pod. Nutrient bars. There we go. Now we have the 1,000 grams that I was expecting. Alright, dig that tile. Build a tile. I didn't think it was going to go this way, but that's fine. We should have enough to drop still. Build this tile. Come over here and deconstruct those 2. I'm a little concerned that this is going to continue to the left. I can deconstruct those 2. This wasn't really needed. This isn't needed. And then we get down to the last one. If we deconstruct this, there's a Makuhita in chat. You'll see what it is. Looks like a little sumo wrestler guy. Pop those up. You can be deconstructed. And now every ranch is ready. They just have to mop the various areas and deconstruct some few things. We can now continue the pips all the way over to here. Dig all of that. And it is time to go feed the cats. Once I feed the cats, I will quickly go do the cat litter, and then we'll open a prediction. So I'm going to let the game continue to run, because we are in a stable food source and air. And you guys get to watch them run around while I get the kittens ready. Prediction. We're down to 79, so it looks like the blueprints tick over on our Monday streams. Or it happens on Thursday, so that means that this Sunday, or Saturday, the next time we stream, we'll be getting 3 more blueprints. I forget how many you get 1 week. There is now a dino in chat. And whoever put in 1,000 points in the clothing, you chose the correct option. Whoever put in wallpaper, I'm sorry, but we're taking your 30 points. Who did it all go to? Who won back their points? Cloud cover, congratulations! I think cloud cover each time put in 1,000 points to clothing. So that's our last prediction of the stream. We'll do another 3 on Saturday, but for now, we're done. Okay, now all of these are relatively done. We need to set up what goes in the pip ranch underneath the tiles. Water does not go on the pip ranch. Power does. So what I'm gonna do is set up the trees like that. And all I've been doing, when you guys couldn't see me do stuff, I was just going to each bleach stone right here and clicking sweet. Is that the first time that announcement has gone live? That the colony is the first of 3? Don't remember if I saw it earlier. Oh, the hatches are gonna have stuff to eat. I'll let them eat for a little bit. How did they all get down here? And when did we have so many? I didn't know we had that many. There's about 172 kilograms. It's too much for us to mop. Let's go out here and build the ladder to here. That should give us enough tiles for us to drain out the rest of this water. And as long as the pips don't go down there, we're fine. Actually, we're fine either way, because I can just wrangle them. Relocate that egg. Relocate this egg. That egg's fine. I do want these on a 7. Does automation go on these tiles? No, but conveyor rails do. Okay. So, from right here to there is conveyor rails. We're gonna have the conveyor rails going further out, but for right now this is fine. I'm gonna build in those tiles. Now, I wanted automation. Automation does not go in there. Oxygen, however, does, so we need to put air pipes. Anything else? That's a different picture. We have gas, conveyor rails, power. That's it. So let's put in the little bit of power that we're gonna set up right now. Up. All the way to here, back down. From right here, up and in. And this goes further out. That is all the stuff they need to do. You are not in the right range. Sweep all that. I need all of the debris taken out of here before we put in the doors, or before we destroy the doors at least. I think it was the pip noises, but I could have sworn I heard a cat meowing. We have some Pacus. That's what we're gonna get, and I'm going to kill them all. Because they're gonna eat all of our algae that's stuck in there. Yeah, they're finally taking the pip up there. I think they just dropped the pip. They did just drop the pip. Pip immediately went to an arbor tree to eat all of it. Oh, I missed a tile right here at the door. Okay, then we have the hatch and the 2 Draco ranches. We have a rancher, so we can come up here to this Draco and move them, as well as the egg. I think we'll hold off on that for just now. For a little bit longer. This is still filling up occasionally. I want everything that's not supposed to be here. Should be that and that. How are they doing on the bedrooms? I don't think they've been over here sweeping up the bedrooms. They've been prioritizing doing other things. Okay, so while we're waiting for them to do just menial things... this doesn't need to be swept up right now. We're gonna do a quick poll for the Pokemon overlay. So this is a poll that we did on Monday, but then I forgot to do it a second time later in the stream. It's a yes or no question. Do you guys want to know when the next Pokemon is going to appear? I think it's going to be a countdown timer. Or are you guys okay with just being, you know, it being random? Suffocating, that's not right. But let's put this on a 7 because it doesn't look like anyone's coming over here to do this yet. Where would they have been suffocating? Probably over here. I don't see anything else that would cause them to suffocate. Maybe in the water? No. They also can't get in here. There we go, now they can get down here. Building the rest of the tiles and ladders. Poll is ended and no one voted on it. Okay, I will leave it not being told. I think that's what we voted on before anyway. We're really close to the other cobalt biome, so that means the first cobalt volcano should be somewhere over here. Trapped? How'd you get trapped? Who's trapped? Oh, Regas is trapped. Regas is fine. Can I prioritize the dig command? No, I can't, but Regas is now out of it anyway. And then now that those 2 tiles are emptied, this should be getting down to a point where I can mop it up. There we go. We will also mop all of this. They finished taking out everything from one area, so let's put not aluminum, make this out of cobalt. Does gold amalgam give decor? No. Gold amalgam does not give decor. None of the metal ores give decor before digging them. Okay, what is everyone doing? Looks like it's a lot of farming. It looks like 2 floors of this go off at the same time. So there's a lot of different plants that they have to take care of. This is all powered up, so I think that means... Why is there phosphorite in there? I thought we took everything out of there. I'm gonna go on a whim and say that if I deconstruct this, I can get everything out. It's gonna pour extra salt water out here. That should be fine. Won't be too bad. Combat? Who's doing combat? Are there still Pacus over here? There are still Pacus over here eating stuff. Okay, so they're behind on task again. So now we should be able to deconstruct this, and this being surrounded by tiles should make that into a natural tile, like these guys over here. Which are all on aluminum ore. Kind of don't like that, but at the same time I'm not going to change it. So there's one cobalt. We can now deconstruct these tiles surrounding it. I also want arbor acorn. Let's just go in here and say no. That should put one on the floor. Or not. That's fine, we'll just put all 32 in here. They also finished off taking out all the other items. So they're catching up on their tasks. You know what? I'm going to put one of these here. That should allow me to wrangle the hatches that are thrown around here. I go in here, hatch, hatchling. We also have sage hatches. So we'll continue that as well. Let's just go like this and do that. Could have sworn there was more than 2 hatches over here. Oh, they're right on top of each other. That's why I didn't see them. Okay, they put one arbor tree in. Let's deconstruct this door. I'm going to do a important sweep on all of this. There's the next tile. Let's deconstruct these. Now, if we take a look at the room, this should be a full stable. Why does it say 93? It should say 94. That's 96. Oh, because the door is 2 tiles high. Wait, don't deconstruct that. We need to place the seed first. If the pips place the one on the left first, and then they place the one on the right, they're not going to be able to place it. They have to go right to left. There we go. Now we can deconstruct this. Okay, how is our breathability doing? It's still slowly getting there. I mean, there's a ton of fluid oxygen out here. That's different. You can't be moved. That's why you weren't picked up before. Ice or 2 cooking? We'll do ice. I am going to put a bin right here. This is going to be agriculture, right? Phosphorite, sweep only. On a 9. I'm gonna get that phosphorite out of there before this starts kicking salt water all over the place. I also want them to do this mopping already. I also haven't done the water. We have 2,800 kilograms of cobalt, so let's go through and set up a bunch of the wiring that we're going to need. They're not going to be able to reach everything right away, but that's fine. We will go to this, connect it all the way over to the door. Put it up one time, because at some point it's going to reach a transformer going up there. Then this goes down. Way over here is going to be another wire for the last research station. Continue this down. And into here. Then these are going to be connected in by their own transformer. This is going to be a lot of things. There's going to be the arcade machine, which takes up a lot of power. We'll connect them in like this. Then there's a party line phone here. And then arcade machine gets plugged in there. Then we go all the way down to our ranches down here. And that is where I find out that we actually are going to be powering our incubators. I thought we weren't. And we go to this tile. There's going to be a sorter right here. We're running low on cobalt, so I'm trying to do this in ways that they can still queue up the rest. Because now I can't. Okay, we'll have to wait for them to finish the rest. That'll give them a lot of things to build. They finished taking out most of the stuff from in here. I'm fine with them having igneous rock. I don't think they can eat it right now. Let me take a look through this. I'm pretty sure they can't eat igneous rock right now. It would have to be sedimentary rock. Yeah, I see sedimentary rock, shale, crushed rock, but no igneous rock. Alright, I really want them to finish some of sweeping these rooms. Can I... You know, it'd probably be better doing it this way. Can I have you just sweep all of this? Max priority. Also deconstruct that. And we don't need research right now, so we can deconstruct all that. Get that extra cobalt back. The water is now up to this level, so we can take out another row. Which reminds me, we can place in a ladder here. Then we're almost all the way done. Oh, the last arbor tree is in. Wasn't paying attention to this. So if we can deconstruct all of that, that means this ranch is all completed. They'll have all the food they're ever going to need. As long as this stays growing, for a while they're going to be starved. But overall they should be fine. This can now have arbor trees back on it. Now what are they prioritizing doing first? Looks like doing the wires is their priority. But I mean, that is Willow's priority, or job. Either way, my alarm went off about 7 minutes ago for us to find someone to raid out to. So we are going to call it here, and then on Saturday, we should be able to finish up the entire base in the 4 hours we'll be streaming. So if you're looking forward to seeing the final box or rectangle base, it should all be completed the next time we stream. So let's do our save. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to catch me live, I stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 AM EST to 12:30 PM EST, and on Sundays from 10 AM EST to 2 PM EST.